Hello? Can you hear me? Does this work? Oh, damn it! Blast, that's loud. I'm just securing my ongoing experiments. And securing myself. Mind the mess. I haven't had a visitor since, in fact, I've never had a visitor.
Aha! I see you found my portable molecular compression device, better known as a shrink ray. Find a target, point, shoot. The target will shrink down into a manageable size, whereupon you may commence eating them to a pulp. Feel free to try it on a moron. I'd clap you on the shoulder if I weren't behind a wall of bulletproof glass. I don't know how you did it, but Hiram Blythe just sent me everything I needed. According to Hiram's message, Minister Clark has ordered a suspicious amount of dimethyl sulfoxide. It's almost as if he's hoarding the colony's remaining supply. Typical elitist, hoarding supplies during a time of scarcity. Once I have those chemicals, we can revive the Hope's colony. So, good news. You're going to Byzantium and stealing those chemicals. Yes, the details. I'm not about to ask you to rampage through Byzantium trading bullets with the board's agents. Carmen Imagawa. She's my contact in Byzantium. Meet her at the docks. I'm giving you my old nav key to Byzantium. You'll need it to land in the Remember, you're looking for dimethyl sulfoxide. Big green bubbly...
I understand we have decided to continue supporting the outlaw scientist. Dr. Phineas Wells. Captain, I'm receiving an urgent docking request from another vessel.
Greetings from the Halcyon Parcel Service. Delivery is guaranteed within standard margins of certainty. I've got a special delivery for Alex Hawthorne of the Unreliable. With your permission, I'll see it transferred to your ship.
Captain, I must remind you that you will always be Alex Hawthorne to me.
That's impossible. My contract stipulates delivery to Alex Hawthorne, Captain of the Unreliable. You're the Captain of the Unreliable, so... Glad to clear that I'm sending a technician over. Stand by, Captain Hawthorne. An HPS certified distribution technician has deposited the parcel. On behalf of HPS, I'd like to remind you that HPS is not responsible for any damage. Thank you for your patience, and please remember HPS for all of your future parcel-related needs.
Hawthorne, if you're getting this, something's happened to me. Got mixed up in some shady business on Gorgon. Should have known better. But I landed on something big. And now this job's an itch I can't stop scratching. There's a whole research compound left to the Sprats. I think I'm close to figuring out why. But something dangerous is closer to me. Got the job through one Minnie Ambrose. Top runger who just came into some money, was offering a hefty bid card for qualified help. Trust me, her money's good. Talk to Minnie. Take the job. If I ain't gonna live to see the payday, might as well be you. Consider us even, old pal.
Captain, the message contains landing coordinates for a small asteroid in the Charybdis cluster. It was recently registered to a Wilhelmina Ambrose. Lucky Montoya had a statistically significant tendency. He was also the fourth best paid freelancer in the... I have transferred the coordinates for Ambrose Manor to your navigation terminal. We've arrived at Ambrose Manor.
Welcome to Ambrose Manor. We were not expecting company. Please follow. Do not stray from the path. Diagnostic error. Diagnosing.
Lucky? So who the devil are you? You don't say. Well, make your... Do you see that glowing chunk of space rock? That's Gorgon. My birthright. I hate to drink alone, and this is my third. So join me in... Early? My house runs on asteroid time, but suit your... The name's Wilhelmina Ambrose. But why not... Now, what brings you to my house, handsome? I take it you didn't come all this way for the a severed arm. How Lucky Montoya is my personal freelancer. Fascinating man. Very brooding and But if something happened to him... Oh dear. I sent Lucky on a dangerous mission to the Gorgon asteroid. What a time for his luck to run out. We were in the middle of something grand. Funny that you should bring that up. How would you like to be my new freelancer? There's been a recent vacancy, and I'm looking for someone rough around the edges. A gorgeous, dashing scout. My mother, Dr. Olivia Ambrose, worked for Spacer's Choice at the Gorgon Research Facility. She was... One day, Spacer's Choice shut down all research and evacuated Gorgon. It was chaos. Employees fled for their lives. Mother's name has since been dragged through the mud. Spacer's Choice blames her for the... Whatever happened on Gorgon wasn't Mother's fault. We're going to drag the truth kicking and screaming into the light. Even if it means all the evidence I need should be in Mother's journal. You can find it in her office on Gorgon. I believe you're the first person to ever sign. When you reach Gorgon, pack a weapon you trust. The corporate lockdown hasn't stopped the wilderness from... There's a little saloon near Gorgon's landing pad, the Sprat Shack. Lucky was renting a room, so if you want to... Just so we understand each other, money is no object. I'm willing to squander between your payment and any salvage you happen across. You'll walk away from this rich enough to buy a... Finally, I get to put my inheritance... Here's your nav key, Captain. A word of advice before... Mother's office is in the heart of the Gorgon facility.
We are now in orbit above Gorgon. We are now in orbit above Edgewater, Captain. We've arrived at Ambrose Manor. We are now in orbit above Gorgon.
Please be informed that emergency... Please evacuate in an orderly fashion. Basic choice is not responsible for death. Dismemberment or otherwise loss.
Come here. Let's have a chat. Don't want to chat? Fine.
Welcome to the Sprat Shack. First one's on the house, and I won't even water it down. What'll it be? Bottoms up. I assume you're here for salvage. Can't help you there. This ain't exactly a library. Most of my regulars are sublight scavengers. They pick over the ruins of Gorgon, spend their earnings at the bar, and head back out the next day. Vicious cycle, but that's life. Lucky? Sure, I knew him. He could get a little... Heard he took on a dangerous job. Spent a lot of time coming and going from the Office of Creative Incubation. Just Lucky fancied himself some kind of hotshot fixer. Awful shame about what happened to him. 3rd floor. Once I figured he wasn't coming back to pay his tab, I left his room unlocked to air it out. Fair warning, I've been letting the regulars use it for a quick lie down. Just wash your hands. Come back when you're thirsty. What have you got there?
Initiating ocular measurement. Measurement complete. Ocular access granted. Welcome to the
Keep your aim steady and your trigger finger at the ready. Adrena time brings out the hero in you.
Show your boss that you are prime, because you take Adrena time.
System searching.
System perform.
I knew I heard a little weasel sniffing about. You'd best go back the way you came. There's nothing for you here. I haven't. This place is a graveyard. Gorgon is the birthplace of marauders. We created. They hold no fondness. Let the marauders die in peace. Or
Captain, transmission request from Ambrose Manor.
Captain! Imagine my surprise when I saw the Unreliable leaving Gorgon with so much urgency and purpose. Tell me you found Mother's journal. I'm positively dying for good news. Forgive my impatience. I spent so many years brooding all... Any promising leads on Mother's journal? I've watched enough to tell... Too bad. But on the bright side, you've outdone my old freelancer. If I know Spacer's Choice, getting past the lockdown will be more complicated than just hitting a big red button. You'll need authorization. Precisely. Naturally. Safe travels. If your lead...
Remember that you are not in...
Why can't something exciting happen around here for once?
Nothing wrong with stability. It means everything's running.
Hey, you. Yeah, you. Want to be famous?
Anti-Creo's energizing ointment. Enjoy 6 cups worth of concentrated caffeine at every dose.
Best finest week. Go.
Citizens, today marks a monumentous occasion in the course of Halcyon history.
You must be joking.
Welcome to the Musgrave Family Collection. Still a work in progress. What do you think you're doing? It's been a pleasure. Hey! Slow down. What's
Oh, just hear me out. It's a brilliant idea.
Do you know the interesting thing about canid shows? Good instincts. Mathematically speaking, the interesting thing about canid shows is this. They're an exercise in futility. Winning is predetermined. Over time, the inevitable trend is that the race goes to the swift. Time and chance are just statistical outliers. In other words, if you put enough canids through enough trials, the one with the most optimal attributes generally wins. Exercise in futility. What gave me away? Wait, don't tell me. You've read my monograph, Putting the Us in Calculus, or How to Use Mathematics to Find Your Statistically Significant Other. I'm afraid I don't really do autographs, but yes, I am Clarence. Yes, that's us. Mostly oak trees, too. My grandfather invented them, you know. Well, no, he didn't invent mostly oaks, but he did purchase the... Oh. Then it's true. I was involved with Project Gorgon, but that... Listen, I don't know what you want with Gorgon or with me, but let me give you... Lifting the lockdown won't be easy. You'll need to send overrides from the chem lab and human inquiry. I don't have that level of clearance. The trouble is, I don't know you. I don't trust you. I washed my hands of Gorgon, and you're asking me to dirty them all over again. Yes, the birthplace of the Marauders. Trying to bury Project Gorgon while it's still very much... I want a favor from you. Do something for me and I'll do a grand prize trophy to the Canid Review. I want it in my hands. Get me that trophy and I'll give you the remaining researcher. What, really? You'll do it? I mean, just like that? My canid, Laplace, is statistically superior to every other canid in this review. Better average sprinting. I didn't bother entering little Laplace in this pointless contest. He's already won on paper, you see. Head into the main hall and take the elevator down into the maintenance tunnels. The maintenance tunnel is the only way up into the trophy room. Some technician barred the door shut up.
It's not Canid hunting.
Unexpected.
Come now, Anubis, you must perk up.
You'd only be letting them into this engine.
Never cared much for hors d'oeuvres. The world. My trophy! Look at this thing! If only Grandfather Mostly were alive today, I would have loved to wave this trophy right in front of his I hope you won't take it personally when I say I had my doubts about you. Nothing else. Lifting the emergency lockdown requires overrides from the Chem Lab and Human Inquiry. Access to those facilities requires authorizations from Marion Blakesley, Jasper Lowe. They went into hiding after the project collapsed, but I've managed. I see you're familiar with my technique. I'd love to show you my numbers, but after the project shut down, I had to keep my mind occupied. I worked on my actuary. I realized some of the researchers had to be alive. I ran some numbers. Try to exercise caution. It's good for your lifespan.
You must be joking.
Is Lightfield still drinking?
Anti-Cleo's level 10. Feeling a little off now?
Ooh, down there, a new ship. Doesn't look like any of the corporate freighters.
But what would they be doing?
Someone has left a threat. First Daldak, the groundbreaker of Gideon.
Hey, you! Hey, you! You serious? Get back here! So, hey, you trespassing. Yeah, I know that lady. I know she's looking for, solitude. She hired up. Guess that's bad news for you.
Stealing is... What do you think you're doing? Don't...
to be kidding me. I thought I made myself clear. Hello? Damn it. Look, I get it. Some people need things spelled out for them. I'm sure one of the automechanicals can explain.
Observation log. Date. Well, never mind. Hybridization efforts have proven successful, and the nursery's yield is improving steadily. Meanwhile, the psychological benefits of gardening are difficult to assess without a control group. Subjective reflection suggests minor gains in memory retention and contentment.
Wait, hang on, I can't hear a damn thing. Just gonna shut this thing off. Right. Marianne Blakesley, what can I do for you? Cute. There have to be easier ways to steal some corporate property. Go chat up Sublight. Gorgon? I holed up in a forgotten cargo bay of a rotting colony ship just so I could never hear that name again. But here you are. That bastard. Is he still only mostly worthless, or has he achieved mathematical perfection in that regard? He'll be on to the next hobby in a week. Clarence lacks the attention span for this sort of thing. Someone wants to dig up the past, and you're the shovel, right? That's so? Long way to go for notes on a failed project. Corporate demanded a product they could throw onto shelves. That put the squeeze on low at Chem to develop formulas. Samples. I ran HIA and HIA ran the tests again. And what happens is a whole lot. You've heard the adverts, right? Work day and night, still feel refreshed the next morning. Now, what we tested for was dexterity, efficiency, compliance. Numbers never came out right. I could have pumped gallons of those chemicals into it. What we got was just simple cause and effect. The tiniest block, whatever was in those chemicals, it didn't matter what tests we ran. The proto-adrena time solution was both monstrously addictive and had a real boon to the colony. Sure, I don't mean to stop you. Indulge a scientist. What do you want out of this investigation of yours? Trying to liven up your memoir? Yeah, well, people don't tend to exhume the past just so they can bury it again, so that's all I've got. Here, I still have this pass. Don't much feel like hanging on to it anymore. Made my exit the moment the project started falling apart. Had to steal some credentials. This should get you into the... Yeah, I'll make sure the auto mechanicals don't bother you on the way out.
In orbit above Gorgon.
Welcome to Human Emporium Odyssey, the Spacer's Choice facility. My